All right, if you hear yourself saying this a lot, I've already told you once. That phrase right there is what exhausted parents everywhere have to say or are saying. And if you feel like you're a constant broken record, I want you to know that the real problem is not disobedience. Like your kids are not intentionally trying to just not listen to you. It's consistency, right? Inconsistent follow through trains your kids that the rules are suggestions. And that when they don't know what are boundaries and rules versus what's negotiable, then they're going to take everything as negotiable. And that's going to put you in a place where you're like, why can't you understand? Like you get to that place where you're yelling. So it also erodes that peace and respect, and that they're not feeling safe because they don't really know. And they really, despite what their actions are doing, they want to know. I tell this to parents all the time. Kids always will rise to the expectations you set for them, right? You know. Now, we're not trying to make them robots. You're not trying to be a robot. We're not trying to make robots here. There's room for being human and for having emotions and doing the things. But there are some things that are non-negotiable, and every family is different, right? Every family has those. But you have to set the tone. You have to set the rules. You have to be consistent. Because it's not about being harsh. It's just about them understanding what your family values are, what your family stands for, what is important to you as a family value, right? An example in our household, we are early, period. Like 15 minutes is late. If we're 15 minutes early, we're late. And the funny thing is, like, we've always been that way. My husband has always been that way. So in our house, we know you have to be early. On time is not good enough. And when my son was dating his now wife, and she went on a trip to a football game with us, and my husband got us there like an hour early, she was like, why are we here? Like, that was not what they do. But that was our family value, right? And it's consistent. It was always the way. Like, if you didn't meet it, you were in trouble. But having those boundaries and knowing them gives everyone a framework to work inside of. So when you set the clear expectations and you already agree before anything happens what the consequences will be when they are not met, right? So the expectation is, you knew, what time did I say to be here? And if you didn't do it, what did we say? Then there is no yelling because you guys already agreed on it, right? You're not going to lecture them about it because you've already agreed what it was going to be, and there's no room for negotiation. And then you just execute and follow through on what you said, right? Because they will not argue with you about that if you are consistent and you follow through. Kids resist chaos. They don't resist rules. And I know it feels like it's wrong. It feels like that's not the way it is, but it is. I promise you. So if instead of saying, like, if you do that one more time, then the new phrase is, we already agreed that when this happens, this is what happens next. Okay? And then follow through on it. Where we get into trouble is when we say that and then we don't follow through on what the consequences are. We're teaching them that we don't keep our word and that what we say doesn't matter and that they can push back on us because we don't do what we say. So why should they do what they say? That is like the unconscious message that we're sending. So if you need help with this, if you're not sure that you need help with this, or maybe that's part of what you need help with, go to pickyourfight.org, take the assessment, find your fight, get some tools for the fight that you're in right now, and let's start doing this. Let's just do it a little bit differently. Small tweaks, small changes in what you say, the tone that you say it, are going to make all the difference and create something within your family and with your kids and your relationships that is priceless. Pickyourfight.org. Get in the fight. Let's do it.